InnerCityGeeks.net.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the InnerCityGeeks podcast. It's Steve here, and this is episode 326. It's been a long fucking time. Still haven't technically by the time this goes up, I would have posted episode 325 that we did a few months ago, and I just haven't felt like posting it for some reason.
You really gonna put it like that? I think
Yes, I'm putting it just like that.
The semi-true, folks, is that we got caught up with adulting,
Sure.
and the other part of it is like when he did have the time, he had to take care of other responsibilities. So he was like, "I'll do it."
Technically, I didn't have time.
Yeah.
So technically, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, but you don't gotta say like I didn't feel like it.
Well, yeah, because I didn't have a clear moment or a clear mental moment, especially to just put it up. So
you personally, whatever you've been going through a lot as of late or whatever. And honestly, I was just gonna say, like, if you want to discuss what's been going on with you, just to kind of give the folks a little of pulling behind the curtain or whatever.
Oh, we can. But let me just introduce you. You're Alex. Alex is here with me today. It's not just
Too late. I already am here. Yeah.
Granted, yes, you've exposed the fact that you are here. But we just said, I never greeted you,
Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
Yeah. So yeah, what have I been doing in the last few months? Because it's been a few months. It hasn't just been a couple weeks. It's been a few months since the last time we recorded. So technically, this is another season of the show, kinda, sorta.
Yeah, new season, new mess, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Personally, like, what can I say? That I've been doing personally? Okay, so I am fully licensed now as a security guard.
Nice.
I went through a whole 40-hour course in a week, like a usual 40-hour shift, for a weekly shift or whatever. So I took some time off from the regular job to do that. That was good. And since then, I've pretty much been working my ass off because, of course, now that I do have the license, they've known me for the amount of time that they have known me at the stadium. They were like, "Yo, like, we're gonna make you a supervisor over here now." So I'm pretty much a supervisor whenever the games or anything happens at the stadium right now, and it's been pretty fun right now. I am enjoying the hell out of it. Like I said, I enjoyed it before, but now that I'm somewhat in charge, I kind of enjoy it just a little bit more.
All right, there, Charles.
Even though there is a lot of walking around, because a couple weeks ago, there was a USF game because the USF is also there at the stadium for the football games, and it was USF versus I think it was FAMU, and for that day, I walked almost 10 miles all day.
You must have the calves of steel, dude.
I always had, but yeah, I walked almost 10 miles a day, and because the section I was in charge of two separate sections, and both of them were on either side of the stadium. So, correction. So it was from end zone to end zone, essentially. So I walked the field a couple times, but not only just walking the field, but also going up 3 flights on both sides to make sure that both sections were good. Because they put me in charge of the escalators or whatever. So I had like three people on either side. So I had to go from the ground level to the main to the second floor, and just make sure that everybody was good. Everybody was, in their positions the entire time, and making sure that there wasn't anything crazy going on. So I had to go up and down, and then from one side of the stadium to the other side of the stadium multiple times during the game while there were a bunch of college kids running around in the main concourse. So yeah, that was a fun time. But I'm not complaining about it because it's fun. I enjoy like I really enjoy my job. Like it's one of those things I'm like, yeah, like
Oh, dude, you got to talk about like the shows that you've done since we last heard from you.
yes, yes, yes. I was just gonna get into it. Like, of course, we do the USF games, but this last it's pretty much been all summer. Right? We haven't recorded all fucking summer. Um, so was the last one? Okay, the last one was Beyonce. That was a really fun show. Um, I was, of course, they had me stationed in the pirate ship, making sure that nobody was going onto the pirate ship. Um, and as I was there, it was also partly for ADA people that were there. So it was like overfill for ADA because there was a bunch of seats for adults with disabilities or whatever. Um, so there was an overflow. So they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have some more people up here on this section. We just got to make sure that they're cool and they don't go up to the ship or whatever." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm making sure I'm manning my station or whatever, and then I see these two people that show up. I'm like, "Hey, these two look very familiar." And it turns out that they were very familiar because it was Bailey and the newly named Mercedes Monet, or Sasha Banks for those that don't know. And they were both standing in my, like literally sitting in my section, and I was like, oh shit! So I went over to them because of course I am being the cordial guy that I am, the nice guy that I am in the section. I went over to them and like, yo, like I'm a huge fan. I'm glad you guys are here. If you guys need anything, I am here for you. Just let me know. And I just walked off. Wasn't the soup? What is it? Didn't have a stand moment at that day. So I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna say what's up, and then if they need me, just holler at me. Very fun moment, very cool. And then throughout the game or whatever, well, Bailey came up to me a couple times. She's like, "Oh, which way do I go?" I was like, "Yeah, you just go this way," and I just pointed her in the direction that she needed to go. And then Sasha came over. She's like, "Oh, can you watch my stuff?" Or whatever. It's like, "I'll watch her stuff," and it was just cool. It was cool. They were cool people. And then when they left, they were just like, "Yo, like you were awesome. We appreciate you." Even with that, they both went their own way. Super fun time with them at the Beyonce show. Then I also did the Luke Combs show, which was fucking fantastic. I was by the stage. Luke Combs is an amazing performer. It's a country show, obviously, but he was really good. Then I also did the George Strait show, another country performer. Um, but the main part of that show that I enjoyed was Chris Stapleton, fucking fantastic singer, great
Mm.
songwriter, amazing. Definitely check him out. He is country, but he he treads the line between like country and like pop and R&B in a way. He's got a great voice. He has a great story. He's a great songwriter. Um, he's good. So check him out. Chris Stapleton. Same thing with Luke Combs. Luke Combs is amazing live. He's like there are some songs that I'm just like wow, so damn good. He also covered Tracy Chapman's song. Remember that song? Do you remember that song?
I don't even know who the fuck Tracy Chapman is.
Okay, she was an African American girl in the like as of the 90s or whatever. Um, and he covered her song. Let me see. Hold on. Fast Car. So we'll play a little bit of it on here because why the hell not, right? It's gonna
I
be a
guess so.
clip,
So I can at least know what it is.
right? Yeah, you'll know what it is when you hear it because it is a very it's a song that was really popular back in the day. And this song was written by an African American girl, and she this song, when it was covered by Luke Combs, um, was the first song on the country chart to be written by an African American to hit number one, isn't it?
Okay. I mean, like, not my
You're like,
style.
whatever, not my style. I get it,
No,
whatever.
no,
It's
no,
not.
no. I'm not. I mean, I'm not knocking it. It's just, you already know, dude. It's like I could appreciate it for for the musical taste, but it's just not my style of music.
No, I get it. I totally understand, dude. Okay, let me see. All right, so now we have Luke Combs' version of it. All right, that's it.
Yeah, we don't want to get hit with copyright, whatever.
We will anyway. I don't give a fuck. But
Hey, bring
I'm
your
just
lawyers. Just don't ask for money because we're broke.
bring it, bitches. Bring it. Whatever. I don't care. But that's the song. Um, it sounds that was a live version. That essentially was the same way that the stage was set up at my show. It was great. I was literally sitting, well, not sitting. I was standing right by the stage. He was literally like inches away from me. There were moments that he came over, and being that this was one of those shows that he enjoys being close to the crowd, so the barricade was literally like about 2 feet from the stage. So it was a smaller barricade as compared to other shows that which I'll be talking about in a little bit. Taylor Swift was like about 5 to 10 feet away from the barricade. So he, being that he was so close, he would reach over. He would say what's up to the people. He would actually sign autographs for the fans and stuff like that. And him and or everybody else that was there did the same thing. And that was his show was 2 nights in a row, and it was great. Every single night was fucking fun as hell. Had a really good time there. Um, and then I was just mentioning, also did Taylor Swift all 3 days. That was insane because, of course, I am not a Taylor Swift fan. Um,
I'm not a
but
Beyonce fan, so
right, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm honestly not a fan of any of the artists that I got. Oh, well, there's one other one that I'll say in a minute. Um, but uh, but yeah, it was really good. She was great live. I don't remember if I spoke about it on the last time, but regardless, whatever. It's fucking fantastic live. Amazing show, amazing performer. Um, and the fact that I was getting paid to be at a place that there were people in front of me sitting in the crowd that literally paid thousands of dollars to be there just for one day. Thousands of dollars to be there, and I got paid to
damn,
be.
that's fucking rent, dude.
Yeah, thousands of dollars to be there. It's insane, an insane amount of money. But I had an amazing time, mostly because like the reason I enjoy going to these things is because I feed off of people's energy. I like to see them get entertained and have fun while they're there. So that makes me just that much happier to see them having fun and seeing, the ugly cry faces as they enjoy their time because of the artist that's giving them the feels for quite some time. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take it. I'll dig it. That's fine. You guys are, happy cry faced or whatever, but I laughed in their faces and I told them from the beginning, I was like, listen, if you guys start crying, filming yourselves, I'm just gonna start laughing. And they did. And they laughed at me when I told them I was laughing, and I saw that, and it was just funny. It was a fun time. Um, then the other person I saw, actually, I really enjoyed a lot was Ed Sheeran. Absolutely fantastic performer too. Holy shit, he's good. Um, Again, it's not for everybody. I get it. But I enjoy the shit out of music, and he was so fucking good live. There was a moment. Well, not a moment. His entire set. He is pretty much on a he's in the round in the middle of the field of the stadium. In the middle of the stadium, uh so everybody is all the way around around the stage. Um and the stage, so that way he's not running around the entire time, which eventually he wound up doing anyway. The stage was a bit of it was a rotating stage, so there was like a track on the stage that kept going around and around and around and around the entire time.
Hmm.
And as he's playing, because he plays guitar as he's singing, um, as he's playing, he also has a loop pedal. So he starts off just making a beat or whatever. As he's playing it, he's making the beat. He's just making it simple, simple beat. Blah 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 blah. He's playing. He's singing. Then he hits the notes and he hits every note, and then you're like, holy shit! He just created a song right in front of us from the very beginning. He's like, yo, like there's no loop track, there's no tracks or anything on here. Literally, I will create the entire song in front of you. And he did it for an entire set for about 2.5 hours. He did an entire set like that, which is absolutely fantastic. And then there were a couple songs that he had, guest people come up with them or whatever, which was cool. But then he also had a band for a couple other songs. But the thing about him having a band was that they were on opposite sides of the stadium. So like he's in the middle, and then there were four different like little side stages or whatever. So there was a drummer on one side, there's a guitarist on the other side, a keyboard on the other, and a bassist on the other. So they were all around him on the outside with the crowd in the middle, and then him just going around on the stage. It's a really fun fucking show. Super entertaining. I had a fucking blast doing that show.
Good.
Yeah, it was amazing. Um, what else? What else? What else? Also did the Sunset Music Festival again too. Oh my god, that was fun. It's another rave EDM festival.
Yeah, I know you were talking to me about that or whatever.
It's
Just mentioning, the scantily clad
yeah,
individuals that were
yeah,
there.
not yeah, yeah. There were so many pasties. Well, I think we actually did speak about this one on the last one. But yeah, so many damn pasties. I was in the VIP area again because, of course,
Yeah,
that's me.
yeah, yeah. Very impulsive penis. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very impulsive. It's okay. It's okay. But I had a good time in the VIP area because I wound up. I think I actually I did talk about it. I was in one of the sections or whatever in the VIP section. They moved me over to the super VIP section where the
Where they
people that were
where they're actually messing with that cube from Hellraiser. I know.
yeah, 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 that section. Nah,
The
but
puzzle box.
in that section there, well, there was a box there, but it was
Good night, everybody. And the cube actually hurt.
but there were a couple strippers there because this was the extra VIP area where the extra VIPs were actually ball players and stuff, and they were hanging in there too. But they brought
Yeah, I guess
they
the
brought
ladies
their
were
own
also ball
strippers.
players, huh?
They yeah, they were playing with balls all night. But yeah,
Allegedly.
they were.
Wait, hold on, just in case. Allegedly.
Sure, yeah, sure, yeah, yeah. But we didn't mention who was there. We just they were ball players. Um,
Yeah, and athletes too.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh
Um,
man. Oh,
yeah,
oh,
they 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 they
I could only imagine the debauchery that probably happened at the post party,
they
the
had a good
after
time
party.
juggling. They had a good time juggling. How about that?
Oh my god, yeah. Gentlemen's club.
Yeah,
There's nothing
yeah.
gentleman about it, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a great time until one of the dudes that was there. Of course, he wasn't one of the ball players. He was one of the ballers that was there, and he asked the servers or whatever or the waitresses. He was like, "Yo, like, is it okay if we pop bottles on you?" And they they did the shit that you see on TV, and They pretty much asked me like, "Yo, get out of the way, because you will get sprayed." And he sprayed these girls with champagne for like 20 minutes. He wasted so much champagne
I
on
mean,
these.
he had the means or whatever. I'm not condoning the behavior, or whatever, because I'm thinking to myself like, damn, all that wasted champagne, man.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, yo, like you guys can do whatever you want, especially if you're paying for it, because of course for these tables, just for the table itself was $5,000 to sit at these tables,
Oh my god.
not including drinks, just for the table itself.
Oh, but my question is it like catered or whatever that you're paying for this and you're gonna get food automatically, or you have to pay for that too?
Hell no, hell no. These people
Oh,
got money.
so this is how athletes keep staying rich and all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
Or even though this was the Sunset Festival thing.
yeah. It was the Sunset Music
No,
Festival.
but I'm just thinking to myself, like, listen, if you're paying it like that much money, whatever the hell, I expect to get like, like a food spread or something on there. Like I'm not gonna say unlimited alcohol, but they have like, stuff there.
Like packages and stuff. Yeah, no, I get it. I understand that, but no, this was not like that. This was not that type of service.
Oh man, because I still remember when we went to go see Slim on MSG and we had a box thing, and alcohol came included.
Oh yeah, sure, but that's a totally different thing. That wasn't like a for this event. It was one. It was outdoors, so it wasn't inside. It was outdoors. Um, so there was no real way of getting food to them. Essentially, you could have ordered
Oh,
stuff from
because
different places and stuff.
it was like in the field or something, right?
Yeah, it was across the street from the stadium
Oh,
on the
okay.
field that's
No,
there.
because I was thinking like it was in the stadium or whatever the hell. I don't know. I was just
No,
thinking
no,
that
no.
for a
It
second.
was no. It was outside of the stadium. And there were four different stages that weekend.
Oh man. Okay, so I totally get it now. All right. Because like I said, I was thinking like how like when we went to MSG and we had that the box the
Oh yeah,
box seats or whatever.
yeah,
Like that was just like I was like I felt rich for a day, and then after I left, I was like I can't concert the same way anymore.
dude. That's why I love my job, because I'm able to do these things. I
I
would
mean, like for me though,
never
if
pay
let's say if they
$1,000
ask
to be
me
this
like
thing.
hey, do you want to work the Beyonce? No,
Why not?
dude, I don't like Beyonce. I like like I understand people like her music. I really don't.
No, I get that part, but why not get paid to just be there?
Okay, fine, but then I feel kind of bad because then I'm gonna have to have headsets on to listen to actual music.
No, cause you can't do that. You'd have
No, I know. I'm
you
just
get
like,
earplugs. You get earplugs. You can listen. Have your earplugs in, but dude, like, why not? You get to be there. You get to be at a place that people pay hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars to be at something that you get paid to be at. Why not just be there and enjoy it? Like I also did the sunset, not the sunset, but also the innings festival, which that one I know I spoke about. The innings festival where I got to see Dave Matthews Band, a band that people can absolutely love. People are diehard, like our boy Charlie. He fucking loves Dave Matthews Band.
yeah, and I cut ass on him for that too.
We've cut ass on him tons of times.
But you know what though? Charlie, on the other hand, or whatever, he has an eclectic taste. Like he's into a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, no, for sure,
Like
for sure.
Charlie is a legit music fan.
Yeah, and then like I've become that as well in the last couple of years, um, because I like to venture. I like to listen to different things. Um, but like when I worked at Dave Matthews Show, I was like, yo, like Dave Matthews is really fucking good live. They are absolutely amazing. They are a jam band on stage. And the fact that they are a jam band on stage makes it that much better, makes it that much enjoyable. It was so good that the fans were upset that they only played for 2 hours.
They have enough songs for 2 hours?
Dude, they usually play for three plus.
if Charlie ever invited me to go see Dave Matthews and they play for 3 hours, I will like Charlie, you owe me. You gotta kill someone for me now.
You're like, I gotta go, guy. I gotta go.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, but these tickets were like $100 something. You wasted $100 something.
No, but they are that good. They are really that good. They're really good.
Listen, if you would have told me like other shows, like let's say, oh, I worked the Hate Breed show. What? I would have got like excited there.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I also probably wouldn't be. I probably would be.
Kind of not doing your job.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Same here.
Also, not just that, but like I am not catching anybody that's crowd surfing.
Oh, dude. I still, since you mentioned that or whatever, I remember one video that I saw, which is one of the most hilarious things ever. So it was, I don't remember the show or whatever the hell, but this dude, like, he was, a dude singing in the band or whatever. He went to go crowd surf and everyone moved out the way. And my man, the singer just jumped out, fell, just like, power bombed himself on the floor.
Yeah. Wow,
and I'm just thinking to myself, like, I have no faith in the fans now.
It's not a means of not having faith in the fans. It's like you can hurt yourself. Not only you, not only the person that's doing the surfing.
Fuck that nonsense, Steve. Sorry for cutting you off, but fucking Bam Bam Bigelow versus Spike Dudley. Spike Dudley got thrown into the audience. The audience caught him and crowd surfed the motherfucker around.
Right.
While chanting EC Dub, EC Dub. They caught him. This lead singer went for a fucking flip, like I could do this. And my man gave him, almost instant death.
Not everybody can catch somebody jumping from a stage.
Oh,
not everybody can do that.
Oh.
Can you jump somebody that's catch somebody that's jumping off of a stage?
Depending on how much they weigh. But actually, within the condition that I am right now, which we'll talk about in a bit, I don't think I can right now.
No, exactly, no. Even if you were at your healthiest.
Oh, we what's going to be talking about in a second.
I wouldn't suggest it because there are other people around you as well.
Yeah.
You're also looking out for their well-being too. Because you could catch them, but then could you possibly fall back as well, injuring possibly the people that are next to you?
It depends on how many people are backing you up, how stacked the audience is, like especially if you're in front stage, because you already know. Especially that it also depends on the act, because you know how so many people wanna be around that area when like let's say like a big name artist or whatever, or artists that a lot of people love, that they want to be, right there in the pit area or in
in the midst of it all.
Yeah, exactly. They want to, engulf in all that is the music.
Yeah, see, I get that. I get being engulfed in the music. But do you really want to risk your possible life to actually get to the front like that? No.
Brother, you will only be risking your life if the lead singer is like 400+ pounds and decides to fucking stage.
No, but I'm not even saying about stage acting. I'm talking about crowd surfing.
All right.
Because people start like crowd surfing from the very back and want to go towards the front. Not everybody's paying attention to what's behind them. Yeah. People pay attention to what's in front of you.
Yeah, but usually when people crowd surf or whatever, they're the ones that like jumping off the front of the stage, and then that's when people like do that.
No, don't do
guide
it.
them to the back, and they're like
Don't jump from the front to the back. Don't do that.
The more you know. Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, no, but it's the truth though, because it is a hazard. Like, unfortunately, that's one thing that like I learned in my classes for this. Like, dude, you don't want to do that things like that because, of course, you're gonna risk other people's lives, and that's not fun. Like, yes, it is fun to do it. I get it, but
listen, I've always been a 200+ pound dude. Most of the time nearing 300. I never thought of the idea of fucking crowd surfing or stage diving.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And even when I was wrestling or whatever the hell, I like my idea is like I'm a big dude. I am not jumping from the top rope to the outside. I will always
Yeah,
do it in the
no,
ring because at least in the ring, if I miss, I at least know how to land, so I
yeah,
won't hurt myself as much.
yeah. That's like Samoa Joe. He always does that. Nope. When somebody tries to jump off the top rope to hit him, he's like,
Oh,
nope, and he
dude,
moves out the way.
my like my favorite spot of all time. That one of whatever, like this dude with this shit again. Fuck this nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I would be if it was somebody like trying to crowd surf next to me.
Steve
I
is the
would
one that's
move
like
out of the way.
let them powerbomb themselves.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it.
Oh, we dude, we can't top that right now. The geeks don't have the earth. You know, the word will be longer.
Because, dude, like I don't want to hurt myself that
No,
way.
granted, and I totally get that. Right now, the thing that the like the negative, other than people getting hurt, is I feel kind of bad because I've also seen that like when ladies crowd surf or whatever, you know, a lot of these fucking skeevy motherfuckers or whatever get grabby
Don't
hand.
be gross, dude.
Yeah. And
Don't be don't be
and the
that.
thing that and what really gets me is this. It's just like, these ladies or whatever are trying to enjoy themselves or whatever. They're not there or whatever to get, I don't want to use the M word, but you know the M word.
Yeah, I know the M word. Yes.
Yes. We'll just say manhandled, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we
But
can say it. We can say it in Spanish. We can say it. No, they don't want to be molestadas.
yeah, they don't want to be Modelo. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Nobody wants that. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to be groped. Nobody
Yeah,
wants to.
and
Nobody wants to be touched when they don't want to be.
these are
They
the
don't need
these
to
are
be.
these are the same motherfuckers that are like when you go to conventions or whatever that now they have fucking signs, cosplay does not equal consent, which I'm
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck? Because to me, I'm just thinking to myself like, who are the idiots or whatever the hell that you know that they see a person in like dressed up and everything like that, and they think to themselves or whatever like oh, I can touch him. No,
No. No.
honestly, like to be honest with you, dude, when I've taken pictures, I've always stood close or whatever, and then if the person says you can put your arm around me, okay, you know what I mean.
You ask politely.
Yeah, yeah, like
You don't
like
just
no,
say
no. Well,
like,
the first one, of course, is oh, your costume's awesome. Can I take a picture? Right?
yeah,
And if they go like take a picture with me, I was like, okay. And then like I'll take like the selfie, kind of like doing
right, yeah,
doing the Keanu Reeves where you're not touching. And then if
of
they
course,
go
yeah,
oh, you can put your arm around. Okay, you said so. But I'm not going.
right, yeah. You're not just pulling her even closer and closer and closer.
Oh man, there's so many bad jokes, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, but you get what I mean. Like you never,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
you never, but like I said, these are individuals that ruin good times for certain people,
They do. They do.
right? But yeah, but going back to like the original statement, I do get for the safety of of the people, the spectators, and all that stuff, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you just want to have fun, enjoy the event, be it
Yeah.
wrestling, be it a sporting event, be it music, whatever, right? I totally get it, right? But it just kind of hurts that you can't have that fun like that like you used to,
No.
right? Like but like I said, I get it.
Because there's also been moments that they don't want that because it's happened before and people have gotten seriously hurt, gone to the hospital,
Oh man,
had
that horrible L word. What is it? Liability.
yeah, it's a huge liability because you can sue them. You could sue the venue, and not only just sue the venue, you could also sue the artist because they were like, "Oh yeah, during your song, I decided to do this stupid thing because I'm a fan of yours." So, so just sit and listen to it. Why do
Damn,
you
if that's the case or whatever, you can sue the artist. You can sue the other
yeah, the artist, the
the other
venue,
performers,
uh, the
the
uh,
venue,
the promotion that's putting it
company.
together. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm just thinking to
why
myself
have to
like,
risk all
what?
that?
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm just thinking like, what if the guy's smart or whatever? He's like, listen, I don't want money. I just want a permanent ticket for every event. Like, I want a golden ticket.
Yeah, see, that wouldn't be that bad, but still, like, Do you really want to go through all that shit? Also, like, not only just that, like, what if you actually hurt yourself badly? What if you wind up falling in the wrong way? You wind up fucking causing yourself to be a quadriplegic after a while.
Then you definitely earned that pass. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Do you really want to go to a show being a quadriplegic at that point? No.
Fuck you, dude. I'm going in the pit with the fucking thing. I'm going all fucking Stephen Hawking, motherfucker. Nah, no, I don't. No, I don't.
No. You don't want to do that. You don't want to deal with that shit, dude. Because one, it's not gonna be comfortable. It's not gonna be comfortable at all.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a good seat, but
you always have a good seat, you motherfucker. Oh my god, you're a dick. That's when you come out of nowhere, like you said the joke. Shut the fuck up.
But it's not what I consider to be.
No, I don't think anybody ever wants something as such, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm actually glad to hear that you've, like at least your summer's been eventful, and these shows have been enjoyable.
Absolutely enjoyable.
And you know what though? The stories, man, the stories or whatever make it more so. So like when you do share them, people will be like, "Wow, you lived," and I'm just like, and I still got ways to go, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm only, I guess you could say, halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Yeah. I had 41 this year. Yay.
Yeah, your birthday just passed recently, so
yeah, I am officially in my 40s.
Well, early 40s now. Like I'm 42, so.
Well,
42 as in the age, not 40 also.
the reason I say I am officially in my 40s because I was 40. I'm
like 41
you just turned now.
it.
I'm no longer in my 30s.
Yeah.
Because 40, you're technically in your 30. That's the last year of your 30s.
Yeah, because 39 is the last of your late 30s.
Yep.
And even with that or whatever, it's just like, hey, you still got ways to go, unless you live life like a fucking animal, and
Yeah. Unless you live like one of those you live sucks to say it. You live a hard knock life.
You live that Dr. Roxo life.
Yeah. Cocaine. Yeah. Oh, dude. Like I've been on the apps, right? And I've been scrolling and seeing all these people. Some of these people, they say they're in their 30s, but they've had a hard 30s.
Oh, then brother, to tell you what I've been going through, whatever, then I got a story for you.
Let's go.
Okay.
Take us on a journey.
Okay, so as of right now, whatever, I'm actually recovering from a major surgery.
Yes, let's go there.
Right. I had a bad fall at work in early June. I fell on my knee, landed like fucking Calculon saying, no, And when I was trying to move around or whatever, my leg gave way and I knew something was wrong. So I went to the emergency room, and the initial prognosis was they thought that I fractured my patella. Right. While I was there was this one lady in handcuffs. Apparently, this lady was in her early 30s. Right. Did not look like she was in her early 30s, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, she lived life hard. Like, honestly, this young lady or whatever looked like she was in her like late 40s, early 50s.
Yes.
Right. And, and then what really got me was that, like, she's like bad mouthing the cops that are there while I'm waiting to be seen. And in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm not meant to see this. Right. Right. And then this woman,
like, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
This woman is just like, like being a dick to the cops, right? Like, being a dick to the fucking the registered nurse and all that stuff or whatever the hell. And and I mean, it's not for me to say anything, whatever the hell, right? Because I know ultimately these people are doing their jobs,
Yeah.
right? And this woman or whatever, already in cuffs, it's just like once she's seen and everything like that, she going to jail. So, and she's just not doing herself any service of
Mm-hmm.
talking about like talking, popping off shit and whatever the fuck, right? But going back to to what happened. So a couple days later, I get seen by the specialist, and I find out that I tore my quad.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
13
not
centi-
nice. Not nice.
Yeah, so yeah, well, nice as in like I know what you mean, like nice, like good, good going, evil Knievel.
Yeah, pretty much.
And mind you, I got hurt as because I was doing work. I missed the step and I fell a few steps down right on the knee. So fast forward, because since I got hurt at work, I'm just dealing with the issue of workman's comp. And if you know about workman's comp, everything has to be approved. Any special visit, anything like that or whatever, any request has to go through their board, and I have to wait for an approval.
Yep.
When I got seen by the second specialist or whatever, that person says like you need this surgery ASAP. The longer you wait, the worse it may get. Um, Fast forward, it took almost a month and a half, 2 months. From June, I got my surgery in the beginning of August. But that's just because, like I said, it's their procedure, their protocol. So
Mm-hmm.
and mind you, like I said, I like we talked about outside the podcast. I get it because that is their job.
Yeah.
Everything has to go through. They have to see their specialists or whatever, their doctors, to read the notes of any doctors to make sure like, oh yes, this person requires this, requires that, and I get that. Now the good thing is, at this point now, I've seen this my surgeon or what like the second time after the initial visit after the post surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm able to lift my leg again. I'm able to put pressure on it,
Okay.
right? And I could only bend it maybe no more than a fifth of the way. But
Okay.
that's when physical therapy is now going to come into play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll be honest with you, brother. Like like this made me miss work, man. I've been stuck in the house, and because I can't sit on a chair regular, I can't do a lot of things I wanted
Of
to do.
course. Yeah.
Like I can't like I like my plan was like, oh, maybe since I have time, I can get back into my drawing and stuff like that. I can't
Right.
sit.
Yeah. Of
I
course.
can't sit at the table regular because I can't bend the leg and sit a certain way. I have to keep my leg out, like if like if it's a hard dick, just poking out the onions or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. No.
No,
No.
but honestly, whatever, dude. It's just like the blessing in disguise is that I've had more time to spend, with my mom, and that's actually been really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the time that she actually went to Puerto Rico for a month, so I had my surgery and I had weeks without really anybody in the house. But
Yeah. No. I get it.
I've had friends that have visited. I had friends that have called, including yourself, of course, right, to make sure that I was okay. You know, but there were a lot of times where I was like by myself, right? And you get kind of stir crazy being kind of stuck around, and it also kind of
Yeah.
hurts
I
that
get
because
it.
I can't.
I get it, dude.
Yeah, and I can't really ride the train like that right now. So a lot of these appointments have been costing me a little extra because I got to take a cab.
Mm-hmm.
But lucky me or whatever, I don't have all these like back to back appointments. So it's oof. But I am getting compensation through workman's comp, so at least I'm making some sort of income. But now I know this, like and I know we discussed this outside. The one thing that I really am not looking forward to is the next tax year, where I know for a God given fact that I'm gonna owe,
Oh yeah. Of course.
right? But I can't help that.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what though? I got the surgery that I needed. Now the next step is I'm waiting for the approval to go through so I can start physical therapy.
Yeah.
And what really gets me is I already know for Comic-Con, which I'm going to try to go on the train, but that means I got to stand the whole time on the train ride.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to be going to Comic-Con on crutches.
Yay.
But you know what though? I went to Comic-Con one year shortly after one of my surgeries or whatever. So, I went to Comic-Con, post surgery trying to, healing anyway. But that year was the year that I only went like a day because I couldn't do more than one day.
Yeah.
But I had a blast that one day.
Okay.
Took a lot out of me, but I had a blast.
Of course. You're trying not to fucking die at the same time that you're fucking walking around with everybody else that's around you.
Yeah, and that was the year of one of my double hip replacements. So yeah, fun times.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Dude, I'm fucking like, you already know, man, from the podcast episode and everything, for all the injuries I suffered, I'm all battle damage galore, man.
Exactly.
Technically or whatever, I'm like different figures put together to make one figure.
You're like Chucky all put together after they sewn them together and shit after they ripped them apart.
I'm mad that you say that, and I'm just thinking about fucking Metalocalypse or when they repaired the chef, sewn back together wrong.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, so now on my right knee or whatever, I have like this cool fucking scar and everything like that. The area where the quad is like reattached, it feels like there's like a plastic piece there to hold it into place. And
okay.
Yeah, and most of the time when I go out, I have to wear a straight brace.
Nice.
Like when I'm in the house, what I'm lucky now is that because I'm in the house and I can actually put pressure on it, I can walk around short distances without the brace on. But I do have my knee wrapped up in an ace bandage to keep it,
keep it from falling off. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it. No, I'm saying, but keeping the knee kind of tight.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah, so
do you have to walk around with like a not a crutch, but like a cane and shit, or?
Well, remember in the past or whatever, I had a cane.
I know. Do you need it now or no?
Well, I mean, I like to move around like short distances or whatever, like in the house. I don't really need anything. I just gotta pace myself, right? But like, let's say if I had to go down and upstairs, I had to use one of my crutches.
Okay.
Right, and to move but outside, I have both my crutches, but I don't like that feel of it under the pits like that all the time. But like if I have to walk like far distances a lot, then I have to use the cane like that. I mean the crutches like that.
Okay, gotcha.
But like walking around like in short areas or whatever, I can just like if I'm using it like a walking stick.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm just very grateful that I mean, I didn't put that news out there. I never put it on social media, right? Ooh. Because at the time, since I was dealing with the whole issue with workman's comp and everything like that, I'm just like, I'm not gonna give them fodder, to burn stuff out,
No, that makes sense.
Congratulations on your lobotomy, man. It's really great.
Yeah,
Charlie.
I was joking around or whatever.
I'm really, really happy to hear the lobotomy went well, man.
Yeah.
Charlie is joining us again. After a bazillion years.
They gave me lobotomy. Now I can actually tolerate Dave Matthews. Who am I kidding? I got too much brain. I got too much brain for that good.
Oh man! Next would be the circumcision you finally do. So
there you go.
And you know what though? Not to get personal, I'm old school Hispanic, so let's just leave it at that.
There you go. Yo, what's
up, my I don't get it. I have everything.
He's skinny. There we go. How about that?
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. He's skinny. Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude. Well, the one good thing about everything, like post, after getting her and everything like that, and all the stuff with the diabetes and everything like that, I actually did drop like 20 pounds. So at least
that's good.
I mean, I'm still a fat fuck, but I'm not as fat as I used to be. I'm not near the 300s anymore, so that's good.
Always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the upper 200s, of course, but
Yo,
little by little,
like I was saying, Charlie, before, I always told them, like, every little bit counts.
Yeah, man.
and it takes time. It all takes time. It's not like fucking something that's gonna happen from one day to the next.
How
Fuck,
long
I
have
need
you
a
guys been
montage to
recording
lose
so
more
far?
pounds.
We've been at 53 minutes so far.
Fuck.
And
Yeah, dude,
it just does.
you were at the Yankee game, so I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I was at the Yankee game.
How'd that go?
They won. The Yankees 7-1. Aaron Judge hit 3 home runs. It's the second game I went to that Aaron Judge hit 3 home runs in the game.
Nice.
I guess you're the good luck charm because my friend went earlier this week and the Yankees lost.
Yeah, sounds about right. They suck this year.
They have their on and off. They some games they do really good, other games they do not so good. Other games they're okay. So they're all over the place. They don't know where they stand. They don't know where.
Yeah, no, they're standing close to last place. That's where they're standing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Hey, I remember it's the harder fan base for me because I'm a Mets fan. So
yeah, we don't talk about New York baseball.
No, see, but what happens is
listen, my gripe is this: as a Mets fan, because of my dad and everything like that. Like, from my experience of Yankee fans, and I'm just saying this as a general, right? A lot of the Yankee fans that I've dealt with feel entitled that that they always have to win, and if you mention the Mets, they get defensive and scold them like if they're like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, I'm not trying to age ourselves here or anything like that, but we grew up in the 80s, man. The Yankees sucked in the 80s, dude.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Queens. I grew up in Corona, a couple of blocks away from Old Shea Stadium. So the Mets were really good
honestly,
in the
to this
80s.
Day, Shea Stadium was much better than old school Yankee Stadium, and Citi Field a lot more beautiful than the new Yankee Stadium. But that's
Citi Field is the nicer of the two ballparks now. Yankee Stadium was more history than anything else.
History and money hungry.
Well, the old Yankee Stadium was more history. The new Yankee Stadium definitely more money hungry because $20 for a beer is outrageous.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that's you already know the classic thing, brother. Pre-game.
Dude, the new Yankee Stadium was built on my old field from my high school.
I believe that. I remember that.
Yeah.
But I went for it was Hispanic Heritage Night or Month.
Nice.
And there was like a package deal for you get like I got a Puerto Rico Yankee hat with the Puerto Rican flag. A voucher for food and a beer.
Nice.
And they gave me like a sweater vest, a fleece sweater vest.
Nice.
For like $50.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Plus the seat. So I was like in the third base line. I had good seats.
Hell yeah. For $50, that's not bad at all.
No.
I thought, dude, I swear to God, I thought Charlie was gonna say I went for his, the Hispanic Heritage Night, and they gave me, arroz con gandules and a pastel.
That would have been fantastic.
Yo, to be honest with you, they do have some good restaurants in the stadium now. It's not like just regular hot dogs and.
Oh no, dude! In both fields, both baseball fields or whatever, stadiums or whatever, they have a lot of different food places or whatever the hell. But honestly, whatever, when you do go over there, do you really want to go there with like a gourmet meal? No, you just want basic fucking, ballpark, shit.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to go like dining for like Bobby Flay type food, which he does have a restaurant in Yankee Stadium now, which I find funny.
Nice.
Don't they have a steakhouse too?
New York Yankee Steakhouse. My wife took me there for my birthday. Not the one in the stadium. There was one in Midtown. They since closed down, but she took me there for my birthday like years ago.
Oh, dude. Since we're mentioning birthdays and steakhouses or whatever, on my birthday, one of my best bros or whatever, one of my coworkers, my boy Marlon, took me to a Brazilian steakhouse. Nice. And oh my God, dude.
When
I feel bad for it is, and this is just me being the nice guy that I am. Even though I wasn't supposed to see it, I saw the bill and I got kind of hurt. I was like, man, my boy's looking out for me, and it was expensive.
Yo, did you go to Choco de Fao in Midtown? That's where you went?
Yes, the Brazil, yes.
Yeah, Choco de Fao.
Dude, beautiful place. And from the podcast that we recorded last or whatever, that when I was telling Steve about it, there were these it looked like ladies of the night in various sizes. We had, the the petite to the damn to the how the fuck is that staying on?
Yeah, I believe that.
Right? And what made me laugh is they're there, the happy as a happy or whatever. And this one girl walking around looking like we nicknamed her Kirby because she was dressed in like reddish pink and she was a big girl. But no shame, proud as hell, walking around,
Did she
bitch,
try to blow you or no?
the top bitch shaking one way, the bottom bitch shaking another.
Nice.
Hilarious, dude.
And I'm just thinking to myself or whatever, it's just like I think I'm gonna go up to the buffet and see what's good.
Why not?
I made the meal.
Jump. Yeah.
There you go, man.
No, I don't know, man, because I'm thinking about I'm looking at that or whatever. It's like, I don't know how clean that is.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Shit.
It's kind of gross. It's a lot of gross, but I get it.
Yeah, but like I said, it just made me laugh because when we're there, it's just like, trying to be in my best behavior. But then, me as vocal as I am, how I am in the podcast, I'm joking with my friend, and my friend is just like, yo, Al, you can stop your shit. It was like, what? Right. It's there,
Might as well just throw it out there. It's all good.
Well, she was. There were, tits were one way, the ass was another. Fuck.
Oh, what was left of she be cross-eyed.
Oh my God, dude. And the whole thing is this. It's just like, like I said, like I said, Kirby, and of course, since this lady was at the buffet, like she went up more than once, and I just kept saying like, look, Kirby's going back again.
made you seasick.
Oh my God. Oh, I think she was trying to look for the one piece too. I think it was probably the brisket.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
I haven't been in that place in years, though, man. What happened, Steve?
What's good, Charlie? It's been forever, dude.
God, no. I heard you said you were podcasting. How to come on?
It's been ages, dude. I think the last time we recorded was the show that we were doing, the
music show. Turntables.
Yeah.
See, I remember. I'm not that old yet.
Yeah. Not that old yet. Not yet.
What's the Alzheimer's hasn't kicked in for Charlie yet, so good.
Yeah, really, right? Jeez. My students are giving me dementia though, but doesn't it?
Of course they are. It only makes sense.
No, so
they're giving you what they call the adjunct.
Oh, you have no idea.
Allegedly.
Started off the new school year. It's about 2.5 weeks in. It's been a lot of work because now I am the only special education science teacher in my department.
Nice.
I'm doing 3 different courses.
Pay raise.
No, well, with the contract, yes, pay raise, but you don't get paid any different than a normal teacher or for doing any different amount of work.
I call horse shit on that, but whatever.
It's salary based per year and per experience.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, but that's what the way unions settled it and everything. Getting to know 100 some odd different students each and every year is hard. Getting to know people's names and mispronouncing people's names, and because it's spelled differently.
That does not say Thomas.
No, oh God, dude, you have no idea. It's ridiculous. I have one student, a male student, take off his shirt in my living environment class a couple of weeks ago.
My man was livid.
I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Nobody wants to see that. I'm like, you are not that pretty. Nobody wants to see that. Put your shirt back on.
Damn, if you could or whatever, like not to be bad, it's like, I think you need to get a bra, sir.
No, it wasn't like that, but it was like, but still, like, what are you doing taking off your shirt?
Yeah, like why? That makes no sense.
Why?
Yeah.
I thought you said we need to get comfortable, sir.
Yeah, not like that, man.
No, not that comfortable. You're not at home.
No. What else? It's just been. It's a blessing in disguise. It's a great job. I love what I do. It's just very stressful.
But you already know, dude, you're an educator, so it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But you already know, brother, you just take everything day by day. And
that's what you can do.
Yeah. You also got to remember, you went through all that schooling just to do that one thing.
Yeah. I had a conversation with some of my students was it today? Yesterday, I can't even remember. That's how crazy it is. If how do I feel about certain students not liking me? And it's like, my job is to be a teacher. My job is not to be the most well-liked teacher. If you go around your whole life trying to make people like you, you're never going to succeed in anything.
Absolutely.
And that's the biggest lesson I could. Hopefully, somebody heard that and takes that with them, and my job is done.
Brother, you're doing God's work, man. So I'm just.
I'm probably gonna meet him soon with this job.
Hold on. God forbid.
Yeah, I hear
that,
man.
Soon, man.
No, I hear that, man. But
I like I didn't even mention it yet or whatever, but I recently dealt with a close death or whatever, and it's just, I'm like, it was the wake and the funeral this week, so this week has been a rough week, man, and I'm just trying to trying to maintain the positivity, and there are days where it's hard, man, but
I hear that, dude. I hear.
And especially like I said, since I mentioned earlier, whatever, and you probably overheard. Dealing with this injury and everything like that, it's just I got to take everything day by day right now.
Join the club with the knee injury, man. The knee surgeries.
Well, first off, or whatever, you already know. 2008 took me out pro wrestling with my left leg when I tore my ACL meniscus, dude.
Yeah,
and that spiraled to a double hip replacement in 2015.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm fucking cyborg / RoboCop at this point.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with the metal in my leg, man.
At least him and I have the same first name, so.
Yeah. I'm right there, man. I got the two screws. I got the 2 screws and metal plate in my leg. So.
What?
I was telling Steve early in the week. I almost jacked up my foot this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was walking barefoot around the house and I slammed my pinky toe into the corner of the wall.
I thought I swear to God, for a second I thought he was gonna say I was walking around barefoot and I stepped on a Lego.
That would have hurt worse.
Yeah, it really would have. It would have been
the wall.
Yeah. It was like that would have happened to Charlie. He was like, I would have rather walked on lava.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. I'm good. I don't need that Lego shit.
No.
Oh, Charlie. Charlie neglected to mention his fucking trip.
Oh God, yeah, that's not
Malaysia
for me. Went to Malaysia, Thailand, and Bali for the summer. I was gone for 7 weeks. I left the day after school ended, which was June 20. I left June 28th, and I got back August 21st.
Fucking A, dude. That's awesome.
It was great. Awesome trip, fantastic. Got to spend time with my wife, more time with my wife and her family. One of the main reasons we went was her cousin was officially getting married. They got married via, just paperwork because of COVID.
Yeah.
But they had the whole big Asian ceremony, and I never been to a official Asian wedding before.
How was that?
And because Helen's sisters have gotten married before, but it was they were married here and it's westernized kind of. To do an Asian wedding, the day of the wedding, the groom has to go and perform stunts or various acts in order to gain the bride's heart or bride's hand. So the bride and the maid of honor and the bridesmaids put the groom and the groomsmen and the best man to work and makes them do various activities like embarrassing things. Like
that sounds fun.
You know what?
Fun time.
I really don't want to sound racist, but it's like, what you mean, like a kata or something, or some
kind of things like profess your love to me via poem or songs, or prove how much you love me by doing a limbo with your friends, or feeding your friends a banana while blindfolded, only using your mouth.
That's hilarious. Okay,
dude, that sounds more like the bachelor party come to life. Except you don't have the the ladies. It's like we're gonna do every embarrassing thing that will not go online, but in front of the family.
No, well, yeah, and then they do a tea ceremony with the bride's family, and the tea ceremony is you receive blessings from the parents and people who in the family who are married. By blessings, you say something like a nice speech and you give them gifts like via red envelope or a red envelope full of money, or parents who give the bride or the groom gold, like pure gold, as in jewelry or just gold
Oh,
itself. Um,
And that woman's gonna walk out with a lot of envelopes and looking like Mr. T.
a little bit, a little bit.
that's pretty
I
bad.
pity the fool who tried to rob her.
But and then so they do it for the bride's family, and then they do it for the groom's family. So since technically I'm part of the groom's family, they came over and we did the whole thing, and it was just nice to be a part of it,
That's pretty dope, dude.
And so as the male person, so it was me and Helen had to give our blessings to them. And what I told them, and it's what I tell a lot of people you know when they ask me for romantic advice, is to date your partner. Just because you're married, the romance doesn't stop. Um, you know, Date your wife, date your partner, and always be there for one another. And I told the bride especially is that always support the guy's dreams, no matter how crazy or far fetched they seem. Always be there to support him, because he's going to need that support no matter what.
Technically, Charlie just told this guy whatever, like to the wife, whatever, the wife to be, let a caveman live.
Yes and no, but how do I put it? It's not that they're old fashioned by any sense of the mean. Is that the women in that family are very very strong.
Good.
It's just so to support, and be there for each other and be there for him. And there's gonna be times, as I know as a man, where we don't think we're enough, or we don't think we're doing the right thing, or there's certain times as a man where things get tough and you get down on yourself, and it's just to support, be there to support, hold his hand, hold his head up high, tell him that he
Just
can
be
do
there.
things,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah,
it
dude.
was just a nice thing to see. And then the actual wedding ceremony was outrageous. I think they had, like, if I remember the correct number, it was close to 800 guests.
Wow.
Fuck me, man.
So they had people flying in from like Sweden and all these other countries. It was outrageous, though.
Fucking A.
It was crazy. It was well done. It was beautiful. I'm glad I got to experience it. And then I think 2 days later, we all went. Me, my wife, her cousin, and the bride went to Bali, and we spent the week in Bali. So it was nice.
That sounds amazing, dude.
Did you go
Yeah.
sightseeing or have you done that in the past already?
Bali, we did a little bit of both. So this is my third time going to Bali, and this was a different area that I've been to. And we did a little bit of sightseeing. We did a lot of relaxing, because technically it was kind of sort of their honeymoon. We just tagged along. They invited us over, but we just tagged along. So it was a lot of relaxing. A
You
lot
you
of
were
Not
chill.
just
you
so
you were you were
bad.
the
My
third
man want
wheel
to
on the
probably have
wedding.
private time or whatever, and
They
then
invited
just
us,
like,
so it was like I felt kind of weird. So I was telling my wife, it's like, should we just give them some privacy and let them do their own thing? And it's like, nah, they want to hang out with us. They want to, like, do this. They want to go. They want to go to the beach. They want to eat with us. They want to eat with you. They want to do things with you. And it was
They want
funny
they want to
because,
hang with the cool Americans.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and eat
exactly.
food.
And since Charlie, Latino, like they're just like he's
Yeah.
ethnic. We want to hang with
Oh my
him.
god, there was this one time we went to the beach, and there was like a beach club type thing. And it's like very known in Bali for, like, atmosphere and the big club and DJs and music. But it happened to be Amazon Prime Day in America.
Nice. Okay.
So there's this video of me and the Helen's panning around and seeing all these women dancing in the background. The music's pumping, and there's me and her cousin, the groom, on our phones, like buying things off Amazon.
Oh, that's great.
Because it's just not my scene. I mean, I'll go to a bar, I'll hang out at a club for like 10, 15 minutes before, like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's just not my scene.
Oh, dude, I totally get it, man. Because to me, it was like I remember back in the day when I used to hang out with a lot of my my buddies that they're part of the goth / vampire scene. And I'm neither one, right? I would just go to hang out with my friends, and hey, I see these people having fun, but it's not, it's not my jam, dude.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Right, but doesn't mean I didn't have fun. I enjoyed myself. I met a lot of
Those were great
people. I met a lot.
places to
I met a lot of crazy people, and I saw a lot of things that I shouldn't have seen.
Yeah, that's just it. Like
It's
But
so fun.
Yeah.
And then I think I was
enjoyed the hell
texting
out of it.
Steve. We went out in Bali. We went out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
By the water. But halfway there, we stumbled upon a music festival that was taking place like on the opposite end.
Mm-hmm.
So you could hear like Indonesian punk music, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
because they were covering like Rancid and the Ramones, but like with Indonesian bad American accents, or they were actually translating the song into Indonesian, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
I can see right now Charlie trying to pick up his phone, doing the Shazam, trying to see who artist is this, but he's like, no, they're covering.
No, I forgot the name of one artist. He sounded really cool. And then Helen and I went alone to Thailand. There's this place called Krabi Island. It's like a little resort, getaway, like a private resort that we went to. We went there last year, and we had to go again this year. That's like, there's something magical about that place where it's rejuvenating. It's awe-inspiring. It's beautiful. It's just one of those places where I got to go back to again and again and again. It's just I can't get enough of that place. Helen calls it my Florida. White people here, they go down to Florida to vacation. This is our vacation spot.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Now, may I ask you a personal question, but I'm not gonna get too personal.
No, what's up?
Did this set you back a lot?
A bit. It's a pretty penny, but I think all in all, I think if we spent like 6-7 grand on everything, but then again, I was gone for 6 weeks.
Me, dude.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it. Like he was gone for
he was gone for like a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Yeah, almost 2 months. Yeah.
So, and I get that, but still, it just kind of reminds me of like when I went to Disney and I just went for like 5 days, man. Like that set me back a bit too, but.
But Disney's stupid expensive.
Yeah,
I'm saying it. You're right. It's too expensive for its own good. The only saving grace was that, my at the time wife or whatever, right? She had a bestie that her mom worked there, so we got the friends and family discount.
Yeah.
So that helped a little bit, not a lot, a little bit.
The thing is that when the main cost is the flight to Malaysia and the flight coming home.
And how long is that trip?
God, about a day. It's a day, maybe a little more.
Oh, Jesus Christ! So that means
I think
that means that the plane or whatever, like the seats are like beds, right?
No, I can't afford that.
Oh, so you and Coach? Oof.
Yeah, so going to Malaysia. What we do is we fly economy on Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines is one of the best airlines in the world. I think they actually won the best airline. They were like number 1 this year.
Really?
So we fly from New York to Frankfurt, which is 8 hours. So that plane takes everybody off. Whoever gets off at Frankfurt leaves in Frankfurt. Whoever is going to Singapore will use the same plane. But what they do is they kick everybody off the plane, they clean it, they get a new flight crew.
They refuel, they do all that stuff.
Yeah, they refuel the plane.
Restock, yeah.
Yeah. So we get back on that plane, and then it's 12 hours from. So the layover is it's a 2-hour layover in Frankfurt. And
how was that like wait time? Was it wasn't too bad?
So the Frankfurt airport is extremely dull. I'd rather be waiting in an emergency room.
Oh, that happened to me early June. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Dude, it is the most blandest, most boring airport. ever. Ever.
So I guess you were probably playing games on your phone and all that, huh?
Oh, dude, I bought my Switch for me. I was happy. I was
Nice. What was your game of choice?
I was playing the new Zelda game.
You know what's funny? I still haven't got it yet. And the only reason why I didn't get it yet is because I have fucking Breath of the Wild and I have not played that yet because I've been playing other shit. I have at least 5-6 games that I have not played on my Switch yet.
I got a couple of those.
But
so we stay. What happened?
What are you playing now? I'm sorry for like tangent.
Oh no! So recently I got the PS5. I finally got a PS5 when I got back, and I've been on and off playing Bullet Loop. Oh no, Death Loop. It's called Death Loop.
Oh, I've heard the game and I've heard good things.
I have AEW and I barely touched it, and then school started.
That's what I was playing while we were in the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, that's we mentioned earlier. Yeah.
The only reason why I was playing it is because they have Keith Lee and the new, the new bundle packs.
Like Danhausen.
That.
I know Danhausen's in the new patch.
No, that one comes out later on at sometime in October.
I thought it was coming. Oh, I thought it was out already. Darn it! See, that's why I haven't played in so long.
Like Steve knows that is like my favorite gimmick. Not my favorite wrestler, but my favorite gimmick.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I actually got one of the new Danhausen figures, but I ordered 2 of them. Once I could take out the box and only keep it in the box, both boxes came fucked up.
Ah, boo.
I felt like complaining or whatever, but at the same time, I'm just like, you know what, fuck this nonsense. I because I didn't want to wait for a label or have them.
Yeah. Danhausen cursed it. That's what it was. Danhausen cursed it.
Exactly. It's all right, but the figures are fine. But yeah, dude, the figure's fucking amazing though. I sent pictures to Steve. I'll send you pics.
Yeah, send me pics. So it's an 8-hour flight from JFK to Frankfurt, a 2-hour layover, so that's 10 hours already.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a 12-hour flight from Frankfurt to Singapore. That's 12 hours.
Yeah, that's 22 hours right there.
Okay. So the thing about Singapore's airport, you can spend hours there and not see everything. Singapore's airport is one of the best airports in the world.
Really?
Top rated. People go to that airport just to visit the airport, as a tourist attraction.
Holy shit! Okay.
This has 2 theaters. A theater for people who are have a layover. You go to the theater and just catch a movie while you're waiting for your next flight. Has a whole bunch of restaurants. Has a mall inside of it. I think it has the first indoor waterfall, one of the biggest indoor waterfalls.
My man went to the Singapore airport to see fucking Casa Bonita.
Dude, this airport is top notch.
Dude, Steve's face says it all. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I want to go to there.
And so this time we only did an hour and a half layover because we wanted to get to Malaysia quick. Helen really wanted to immediately just get there. I wish she could spend as much time with her family as possible. But then the flight from Singapore to Malaysia is 45 minutes.
Okay.
I was expecting to hear another 2 hours.
No.
So essentially that was like a 23-hour flight.
Yes. Coming home.
Oh.
Ooh, here's the good story.
So coming home again, we had to go through Singapore because Singapore is the major transit hub.
Yeah.
So again, 45 minutes to Malaysia to Singapore. Then it's the world's longest flight from Singapore to JFK, New York, nonstop. 19 hours.
They don't do the layover in Germany again?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
It's a 19-hour nonstop flight.
Oh my god.
So
how
come they don't go directly from JFK to Singapore?
They do that now. They started that service, I think, late last year.
Okay.
But it's just extra money.
Okay.
It's a couple, between me and Helen, it's $500 extra.
Did you upgrade or no?
So going on that 19-hour flight, they have either first class, which I think they call like premium class. No, they call it business class. And then they have what they call premium economy, which is a little bit more leg room, a little bit wider seats, a bigger screen. You can't lay down, but you can lay back further.
Okay.
But like for me, like I'm not a tall guy, and I'm no longer a big guy, but I had like a lot of room. Like could be like extremely comfortable. Like I could actually turn and sleep on my side on that seat without a problem.
That's awesome.
But the thing is, hopefully, you could fall asleep on the plane.
Yeah.
So I so the flight pattern going to Malaysia is going east. Obviously, you're going across the Atlantic into Europe, across Russia, across China, all that stuff. It's just going east into Asia, down south into Singapore, and then a little bit up north to Malaysia. Then going home, I'm still going east. So I'm going through Japan, through the Pacific, up into Alaska, over California, over Alaska,
Oh,
over
so
Canada.
you actually go in reverse.
No, we're still going east.
Oh no, no, yeah, I don't know how to say reverse. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I literally flew across the world.
Holy shit. Okay,
So we
I
go
thought
up towards
And it didn't take fucking 80 days.
for some
Yeah.
no for some reason I don't know. Like each time you go, I always think like, oh yeah, you always coming back in the same direction.
No, we're going straight across.
No, but
Holy
that's
shit.
why, I
Okay.
guess that's why that flight, was a little, was a longer flight because
19
they were,
hours.
they're cutting the other corner instead of like
Yeah.
going around, like
So to answer Alex's earlier question, the flight to the flight from New York to Germany, Germany to Singapore, that plane has 2 floors on it. The second floor being those bedroom suites you see on TV.
yeah.
Round trip for 2 people is about 20 to 25 grand.
If you get those bed seats,
Yep,
fuck that nonsense. I'm
I
going
can't do it.
normal.
I can't justify it. I can't spend
either.
20, 25 grand for that.
No.
Because technically, whatever, if you really want to get into it or whatever, that's like like renting an apartment for like, well, for
Yeah.
one person, that's like rent for a year.
Yeah.
Mhm. Pretty much. But people do it, and that's good
Yeah,
for
if
them.
they got money.
I'm not like that. I don't have it.
Yeah, no.
But then it's also we fly economy, and also not for nothing. If you guys ever get the chance to travel to Asia, which I hope you do, because I think it'll be a great trip for all of us.
Dude, I want to go.
Besides Singapore, the rest of Asia is cheap, like extremely, extremely cheap.
Yeah, the flight's taking most of the money.
The flight's taking the most of the money, and then I get lucky because in Malaysia I don't have to pay for a hotel because she has family out there.
True.
What we do is every now and then we do take like a little mini trip to like the capital, which is Kuala Lumpur, and we get a hotel for like a day or two and stay at the capital. But that's like $100-200.
Yeah, but like if you have more than 2 people, whatever, going on a trip, that's like
bad. It's
cheap.
worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, not bad. I think we so for that we would say we went to Bali on that honeymoon type thing. I think we had a villa for a week, no, for 5 days. I think between us all 4 of us, it came up to like $1,200.
That's not bad. For a
Between
villa,
4
that's
people?
not bad at all.
No, exactly. Didn't I send you a video of the villa?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. I know you sent me pictures of a lot of stuff, dude, and
Yeah.
I was happy for you, but at the same time, I just kept thinking to myself, like, damn, that wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, me and Helen became minimalists a couple, like 5-6 years ago. We cut back on a lot of expenses. Living in Manhattan is expensive. We are saving money for a place, and so we don't do a lot of things. So we save that money that way we can travel.
Mm-hmm. You just spend on the bare minimum of what you actually need, not just you don't just spend extravagantly just because.
Yeah, I mean, there are things I want to get. There are things I do splurge on. Like I do, I still like my video games. I still like,
Music.
music. Not really like as much as I used to. I download things. I got Steve talked me into getting a Spotify account, premium account.
Oh yeah, dude, it's worth it.
I haven't bought too much music like I used to.
What was the last album you got?
The Stained album. I downloaded the Stained album and the
It's great. It's a great album.
Yeah, I gotta look at my phone. The last album I bought off iTunes. Hold on.
The
Besides
last
Stain.
album that I bought was well, it's like half an album or whatever. And this is just me because of fucking, gamer geek. I got the soundtrack for the new DLC of the Turtles, the Shell Shock.
Okay.
The Shredder's Revenge. That's a fun
Yeah.
fucking game if you ever get a chance to try it.
The Asking Alexandria album was the other last one of the last
That's
albums.
another great album.
Well, as I was telling Steve before we recorded, the last actual album that I bought, and I bought it digital and I bought the hard copy, was Metalocalypse, whatever, Def Clock,
Yeah.
the Def Album 4, which is pretty good.
I do miss buying CDs. I really do.
No, but there's only like a handful of artists that I'll do that with.
Yeah, no, but I just miss like going to a record store or
Fucking
That I do miss. Going to a record store, I absolutely miss.
so there are. So when I was in Malaysia, they have malls, and I'll speak when I got to tell you the story of malls in Thailand. There was like a bookstore / record store, and I had to go in just to something about browsing through CDs. It's just hearing the plastic click, 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 the plastic. It's like all of a sudden became nostalgia for me. It's like I brought me back to like memories of us going to record stores and just.
I was just about to say that. Like, dude, that's how we bonded because of fucking music.
Yes.
Yeah, all three of us. Well, that
Yes.
in college when we kept joking around, And
Well, yeah, but that was one of our solid,
Yeah.
our basis was music. Yeah, we were in college together, but the thing that brought us all together was music and going to Virgin Megastore all the fucking time.
HMV, Virgin Megastore, The Wiz,
The Wiz.
Tower Wizard, Tower
Yeah.
Records.
Yeah.
Circuit City.
Yep, Circus.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, you know what hurt me? When I forgot the name, Sounds in fucking St. Mark's. Still there or not?
Dude, that hurts so much.
Didn't they turn into a restaurant or whatever now?
Something I dude, I haven't been. I refuse to go down there.
You know what also hurt, but it's not music related? When they closed down Pro Paint, and now it's lost for fucking rich people.
What is it?
Pro Paint.
I remember Pro. What is it now?
Lost for rich people.
Fucking Christ.
Yay.
Fucking hurts.
They finally took down the Kmart in Astor Place.
Really?
Yeah, they turned it into an Aldi's supermarket.
Aldi's is awesome though.
Yeah.
It is, but at the same time, it's just like, wow. I think, what is it? The only Kmart that's kind of left, I think that's closing too, is the one that's on 34th.
No, that's been closed.
It's been, well, look at me. Well, that's how you know the last time I really paid attention to it.
Yeah, I know. That's been closed.
No, you know what's what's weird too? That the fucking flagship Victoria's Secret closed. And I worked there for a couple months.
Oh, the one on 34th? Yeah, that whole block closed.
And this is way before, BC, before COVID.
Yeah, you remember the Gap was there?
Yeah.
That closed. Victoria's Secret closed. The GameStop there closed.
No, I think the GameStop they moved it. They moved it to another, like, it's still in the neighborhood, but it's not.
No, they moved it down to the financial district.
They're like a few blocks, right?
No, the financial district is right downtown. It's
downtown, yeah. Holy shit, dude.
So
so when I was up there, that store wasn't that store's not there anymore? Because you and I went to the one on 34th Street.
Yeah, that's not there anymore.
Wow. Okay.
So rumor has it that they want to turn that entire section, gut it all out, and put another Harry Potter type theme, museum, restaurant type thing in there.
Only only one person that I know would be happy with that. That's my niece.
I mean, I'm a Harry Potter fan, but they already have like something like that down in Chelsea. We don't need another one.
Listen, what I would like, you know, like because they did bring these like they're like mini pop-ups back or whatever. I want like a good toy store again, man. Like a Toys R Us back, man.
You know what Toys R Us is now, right?
Yeah, because I know they said they opened a couple up, right?
Yeah, you know where it is now, right?
Nope.
Macy's.
Macy's.
Isn't that where they all? No. Isn't that where they had FAO Schwartz too?
No, FEO Schwartz is in Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's small. It's not anything.
You know, it's tiny. Yeah.
Dude, the Lego store that was around Rockefeller, whatever, they moved it to like a couple blocks away, and it's so popular that you have to stand in line to get in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck this nonsense, like because I wanted to go in there to see, because you already know, guilty pleasure. I like Lego, so
nostalgia, dude.
No, but when I was like, are they waiting for something that's supposed to be on sale? I was like, no, that's the line to get in. I was like, I told the person that I asked, like, fuck that nonsense.
Seriously.
And I walked away.
Speaking of lines, I saw today that there is a ridiculous line over by the fucking Apple store over there in New York. The big ass Apple store for the fucking iPhone that's coming out.
Yeah, that's just it. It's the iPhone.
Like a ridiculous fucking line.
I believe
and it was early. I saw it earlier, like 8:00 when I was almost done.
It's always like that for the new iPhones. Every year.
What the fuck? Who the fuck just shells out $1,000+ for a fucking phone every single fucking year?
I got the iPhone 14 last year, but that was only because I had my last one was the iPhone X.
Dude, I got an iPhone 13. I'm waiting for to finish paying off, the lease or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then, like when I'm available for the upgrade, I'll get the latest one.
I think my phone at the time was like 4 or 5 years old and it was dying. I couldn't even plug it in to charge.
Dude, I've had my phone for 3 years now, without a problem, and it's an Android.
There you go. Yeah, so like every 4 or 5 years, I get a new phone. I'm not doing the whole every year thing.
The only defense that I can say for when it comes to an iPhone is this: everything is more to the point on this phone, right? I get the luxuries of an Android and all that stuff. I just, I like a phone that's more to the point. That's
for me. An iPhone is simpler to use only because I'm used to it.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Why people use them. I just don't understand
why people use them.
So much money on them. Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
dude, everything is based on the phone plan. Like that. Like I am not spending. Like, dude, I don't have $1,000 to shell out like that. Fuck that, man.
Yeah, dude.
I put it through the plan, and then just give me the bill of how much am I.
Dude, okay, so here it is. I bought my phone. I bought it used. I had bought it for $200. It was at the time. It was the Note 9, which was at the time was the top Note that they had out for Samsung. $200, and I also got 2 phones on my line as well for the kids. So I spend $90 on my phone bill, and that's it for 3 lines. And I don't pay for an extra phone or an extra physical. Like, oh yeah, I gotta buy more things for. No, I don't know. That's it. $90. That's all I pay.
No, what I love though is that the emails that you get or whatever, like if you got a line, you get a free phone. Fuck you.
No, fuck you. No. I'm good.
It's like I'm just barely scraping by, whatever the hell, and you want to spend more money? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So real quick, going back to my vacation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we went on a tangent.
Tangent and a half. That's what we do though.
Yeah.
So after I went, still in Thailand, we'd never been to Bangkok, so we finally took a trip to Bangkok.
How was that, dude?
Bangkok, the food is awesome. I'll put it to you right now. The food is amazing.
Nice.
It's a more. How do I put it? It's pretty much NYC. It's pretty much quintessential Manhattan.
Okay.
Bangkok, with elevated trains.
Hmm.
Oh, with the
Better elevated trains, more efficient, better
Interesting.
running, cheaper
Okay.
elevated trains with cheaper food. It's a metropolis. It's busy. It's popular. It's
It's
New
the
York.
bee's knees.
It's New York, but just in Asia.
Okay.
But
now my question to you: did you do like restaurants, or you did like street food? What you do?
we did everything. We did a little bit of everything. I will tell you, since it's so hot over there, they do a lot of shopping centers, but they do upscale shopping centers, malls, very classic. But there is a mall literally on every corner. Like
Pretty
that
badass.
we went to one mall, walked out, and went into another mall. Across the street, we were in another mall. It's ridiculous,
I like it.
but
I like it.
it's the culture there in Bangkok. But they have some amazing fucking food, man.
Damn, now you got me thinking of another question for you, dude.
What?
Since all these malls and all this stuff or whatever, did you come back with like an extra thing of luggage or something like that?
No, I did buy some clothes, but they were clothes that I needed. I wound up buying a suit from Uniqlo. I don't know if you're familiar with Uniqlo or the brand
Yeah.
Uniqlo.
Yeah. I remember. They
Yeah,
they had a store downtown.
I
Yeah.
know the brand. I know the brand and everything like that. I'm too big for their clothes.
I get that. I get that. They do. They don't carry. I think the biggest size is like a double X. Even there, it's like still
Double
kind
X
of.
is like an Incredible Hulk ripping out the fucking shirt.
Yeah, I get it.
It's an Asian double X.
Yeah, it's an Asian.
That means it's a medium.
Yeah. Goes to show you, but I wear a medium in their size now.
Yeah.
I lost that much weight.
You're Mr. Slim Jim over there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Charlie, whatever, is living that good life, or whatever, healthy, whatever. It's like,
I'm trying.
like Alex, how about you? Not so much.
Nah, I had a couple of health scares here and there too. So
That's why the
That's
weight
what
loss.
you gotta do, dude.
yeah. I'll talk about that real quick in a second. It was so yeah, I bought a suit for the wedding, you know.
Mhm.
I did bring dress pants and a dress shirt, but then I found we went to Uniqlo and it's like, hey, they got this nice, cool looking suit. So let me try it on. Oh shit, it looks really well. Yeah, I got it. I think I spent like $90 American for the suit.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Full suit.
Damn good.
Yeah, shirt, tie, pants,
Ready, right?
pants, blazer, shirt, tie.
No, but
And-
you already had shoes then, right?
Yeah, I bought my shoes over.
All right.
And then I bought a couple of polo shirts from there, and I bought a dress shirt from there, and just very basic stuff. I didn't go too crazy with the clothes.
Yeah, because you already had clothes anyway that you brought.
Yeah, and I just got like bare necessities. Like I needed an extra pair of dress pants for school to work at the school, So I didn't go
Okay.
too crazy.
That's not bad. That's pretty fucking cool.
I mean, right now I got pollen in my closet where my clothes don't fit in my closet, so I gotta start getting more stuff.
Nice.
Or you probably just get a bin and just have like the
See, but does he have
put all
enough
the
room
summer
for
clothes
you?
away.
That's just it. I don't have room. I live in a studio apartment, dude, and there's no room.
He lives in
storage, man.
he lives in the city.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I'm in Manhattan. I live in a studio apartment in Manhattan.
Yeah. There is no room but just to walk in, go to bed, and come back out.
So I think we talked about this in the past that I did have a massive health scare years ago where by time I think I was like in my 40. Yeah, I hit 40, which was about 4 or 5 years ago now. Damn. Where I was working at a dead-end job. I hated it. I was depressed. I was taking a mental, physical, and emotional toll on me. I blew up to I think my heaviest weight was 297, and I wanted to donate blood, because that's what I usually do. I used to donate blood a lot, and they wouldn't let me donate blood because they took my blood pressure, and it was 280 something over 140 or 150.
That's high.
And it's like, are you feeling okay? I was like, yeah, I have a headache, and I kind of felt a little tingling in my face. It's like, go to the ER. I think you're having a stroke. Rushed my ass to the ER. Thankfully, I wasn't having a stroke. I just had really bad stress-induced anxiety, Um, and there was that, that dead-end job which I wound up losing, and then the uncertainty of not working. I didn't have a thought in my head that I was going to go into teaching at that moment. Then it was like, okay, I got to get healthy and find another way to live. And then with my wife gave me the idea to go into teaching because that's what she does now. She's a teacher. I fell in love with it. It was like a new awakening, a passion, something that I finally felt like I was meant to be doing with my life.
Good.
And I got a lot happier. And then the pandemic hit. So I was going to school to study to become a teacher while teaching, doing my homework while grading my students' homework.
Hopefully not mixing the two.
A little bit at times. I offered to trade with some of my students. And then, we were both locked down in the house, my wife and I. She's a teacher, I'm a teacher. And it got so busy to the point where she would ask me, hey, honey, do you want to eat breakfast? I'm like, I don't have the time to eat breakfast right now. I don't have the time to eat. It's not that I wasn't hungry. It's just I had no time. And I fell into and it was purely by mistake and an accidental. I fell into intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
And as the months of lockdown happening, she started to notice, like, you're losing weight.
So quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So how did both of you guys teach at the same time?
One of us was in the bathroom, one of us was in the living room.
I'm mad because that's what I thought exactly. And then when I had to go to the bathroom,
you not.
Like,
one of us was in the bathroom. One of us is in the bathroom. One of us was in the living room.
Oof.
Oh yeah, not easy.
Not easy, dude. You put in the work and you made it work, dude. So
that's
all
man.
Sure.
So we bought a scale, and I went from 297 the day I got the scale, and I had the number down. I was like at 240. So it was like, bet, let me have a goal. Let me get down to my playing weight. My playing weight was when I used to play baseball. I used to be 220 pounds. I was a fit, not muscular, but fit, cut 220. That was my goal. Let me get down to 220.
Damn, I don't think I was 220 since high school.
Insane. That was my high school days. That's when I played.
I think I was 220 in like the 5th grade.
All right. Well, now since we're here, not to like tangent. What is the like the heaviest for all of you?
The heaviest I ever been was 297.
What about you, Steve?
Steve looks like he froze.
I think Steve's brain or whatever just kind of like, like, oh my.
The thing is, though, to paint the image that's up of him freezing, it looks like he's having mid-orgasm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Steve look like or whatever. It's like that big O face.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, man.
Nah, the heaviest, and I said in the past in the old podcast, was 316. That is the heaviest I've ever been.
Yeah.
And that was post-surgery after the double hip replacement.
Oh, damn.
Right now, I'm at like 265.
All right, little by little, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, I like to me, not to be bad, I don't see myself dropping down to like a 220. Like I think that would be like too skinny for me. I think
you have to cut. I'm not trying to tell you to get down to any type of weight. Get down to a type of weight where you're going to be happy and healthier for yourself.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. Whether it's another 10 pounds, whether it's another 15 pounds, only you know for sure.
Yeah, well, part of it is like, when it comes to a lot of personal stuff going out there, like a lot of the weight dropping is actually based on the, like, just with a lot of personal stuff. So part of depression. Well, but I'm one of those functional people that, like, I'm not gonna be moping around or whatever, because you know how it is, man. No matter what in life, you got to keep pushing forward no matter what.
Oh yeah.
And
That's what that is.
Steve dropped out. I guess he's gonna probably sign back in a second.
I'm hoping. I texted him yesterday, but responded back to me.
It'll be kind of funny if he still thinks that he's on.
Yeah, no, really, right? No, you should know you are.
Yo, man, that'd be hilarious or whatever. It's like, Steve, the last thing we saw was your O face or whatever. You got some.
No, really.
When Charlie was mentioning, like, the bathroom and him teaching, and he went, "Oh, so good story."
Yeah, really. No, but I haven't had a soda in about 5 years.
Oh no, I do soda, but a lot of the times it's diet.
But yeah, that stuff will kill you though, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no, not all the time. Well, I mostly do water, dude.
Yeah, water or seltzer water.
Well, seltzer water not as much because, well, if I do seltzer water, you're gonna laugh at me. I usually do it with the Mio, so I can feel like I'm having a soda.
No, that's a good way to start.
Yeah, but
so I got are you familiar with the Soda Stream?
Yeah,
it's a Steve.
Hey guys, my internet went out for some reason.
No, I just thought it was funny that the last
the picture that left, it was like you were having an orgasm, dude.
It was
like your O face on the screen that was just frozen. It was perfect.
yeah. It was your O face or whatever, like Charlie's inspirational story. Oh, positive story.
So what about the Soda Stream?
Yeah, so so the heaviest for me was 297. As of this morning, I'm 187.
Fuck, Christ.
Yeah. So I lost 110 pounds.
Yeah.
You lost a whole you lost a whole teenager.
Yeah, pretty much. I wish I could lose another teenager right now. Fucking kid.
Yeah. That's too much trouble in the class to lose him or her.
Jeez. Some of these kids, man, I tell you.
So the question I presented, Steve, that we mentioned or whatever, because Charlie was at 295, I said 316. What was the heaviest you've been?
3. The heaviest I was almost 350.
Damn.
Yeah. Yep. And right now I am at 285.
All right.
Yeah.
So wait, I am slightly skinnier than you. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, because the thing is like I lost a lot of it, but then I also gained it back because I stopped doing anything, and I was just being lazy.
Yeah.
No,
so
I mean, like,
I got to the point that like I'm right now. What I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to keep it at a steady weight. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to the gym and I'm not eating as shitty as I was before.
Yeah.
No, because I was gonna say, like, it could also be that since you are going to the gym, a lot of the weight that's there, whatever, could be muscle.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
Fucking Steve or whatever, you're gonna bump into him like, yo, Steve, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Feel his arm and he's like, holy shit.
Yeah,
it's not there yet. It's not there yet.
I mean, the other downside to all this losing weight is that I'm finding out I do have more health issues though. I'm trying to nip in the bud before they become more serious. So,
speaking of health issues,
dude, that's like the prerequisite of getting older. Like,
yo, gosh,
get the point that comes from woodwork.
Dude, being that I have entered my 40s officially, I was like, yo, I went to my doctor actually a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yo, like, do I need to take the test?
Did you get probed?
Yeah. No.
But you got
no probing.
5, you got to do it. I got 3 more years before someone puts their finger in my ass.
No. They don't do that anymore.
What?
They can test all of that through your blood now. Between the blood and the urine, they can test everything.
Oh, I'm pissed. I am so mad right now.
Damn it. I was kind of like, psyching
you were looking
forward to it. Someone's gonna put a finger in my ass. Someone's gonna put a finger in my ass.
No. Alex was looking forward to it. You're like, yeah.
I
just say no. I will only look forward to it if she's at least a good-looking person and she goes.
Man, I had to stop
because I don't want a big beefy dude with like sausage.
Because
just don't worry, just relax. I can't relax, Andre.
No, man,
see,
I had a
like,
finger in my ass, man. That shit
when
was fun.
I went to when I went to the doctor, I asked her like, "Yo, like, it's around that time that I know I need to take it." She was like, "Okay, cool." So she set me up or whatever. I was like, "Okay, cool." So I came the next day or whatever. I went to the doctor and she was like, "Oh yeah, no worries." She was like, "Oh, I came to do my test or whatever." She's like, "Okay, cool." So I did the pee test and then they did the blood and I was like, "Oh, so what about like the prostate exam or whatever?" She's like, "Oh, it's already done." I'm like, what do you mean? Did you guys drug me that I don't feel anything anymore?" They're like,
They
"No."
whined and dined you, Steve. And
Like
then you woke up
must
the
have
next day
completely
like,
fucking drugged me.
I feel great.
Steve, they did what every other girl did to you.
bull's a little
I
loose,
never
though.
felt it.
Yeah, I never felt anything. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, they know what your girlfriend feels like.
Oh my God, Steve, you got the professional.
Yeah,
The one that has we call them magic hands.
No.
Yeah. They
I
did the
went
Cosby
to go
on
see my gastroenterologist again. I had some issues,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, by the time you hit 45, it's time for your colonoscopy. I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah, see that might be the one that I might actually get diddled for, but
No, that's not the diddling. That's where they knock you on. They shove a tube and a camera up your ass.
Yeah. And usually, whatever. A lot of times is if you don't clean, like, damn, when it came to my dad when he was alive, when he had to
you gotta drink that special juice, juice and shit.
like even though he did all the cleansing and everything like that, he still had it was still kind of dirty, so that he had to like come back on like in another couple of weeks, so he had to do all over again. And oh man, Dad was pissed on that, man. Like because
Literally.
And then the whole thing is also remember like when like all you could really eat is like broth, but it has to be like
clear
like little, and then like with Jello it has to be like it can't I forgot what like it can't be red.
You can't have red number 32 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. The red 32 whatever stains the test. It makes it look like you have something bursting in your ass.
Yeah, no, I don't want anything bursting in my ass. No, thank you. I'm good.
No, I'm not looking forward to that, man. I'm not looking forward to that when I turn 45.
I get it, dude. I get it. I'm not looking forward to
it. And the other reason why I'm not looking forward to it is because I don't like being knocked out.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Dude, I have gone through like a few surgeries already, whatever. The one thing that's funny is like when you wake up, you feel so well rested, and then like but because of like surgeries or whatever, and I know Charlie probably knows this. You wake up, you feel okay for a second, then when you kind of stretch, that pain hits you for that second, like fuck.
The pain. The last time I had surgery, I woke up with a massive headache, and I got worried because you guys remember my mom had surgery. She broke down. She never woke up.
Mm-hmm.
So I always had that worry that the same shit was going to happen to me. So I kept putting off surgery till I finally needed it. I had the surgery and I woke up with a massive headache and I thought something was happening to me. So it was a big worry.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, dude. I can imagine. Well, it's been a great time talking to you guys.
Yeah,
this was a follow-up episode.
Yeah, this is just like the catch-up episode of like what we've been up to.
Yeah.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
but I'm glad we did it, dude.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you.
The original 3.
Yeah.
Seriously, fuck.
Yeah. And it's been how long since the original 3?
A minute.
I can't count that high, man. I'm not a math
I was gonna say if we're gonna talk about months, right? We may have to use our fingers, toes, and other appendages to make.
No. Just counting back. I'm thinking it's been.
Wasn't it the episode?
12 years since the original group. Since me and Charlie first started, so about 12 years or so.
Hold on, let me think. I was living in Long Island.
Since the Soapbox Army episode, that was
that was are they still a band?
Yeah, they are. They are.
No, I haven't heard anything about them or from them in like years.
Yeah.
Damn, and the other thing I'm also thinking about is shortly after that was when
Had to be over 10 years. Has to be over 10.
at the other
Yeah,
webcomic.
it has to be 12. Yeah. Holy shit. It's been a long fucking time.
Yeah. And then, like I said, the webcomics, like he brought it up to me shortly after because you said when you wanted to do the InnerCityGeeks, you wanted to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then life happened.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It had to be around a little around 2009, 2010.
2013.
Fuck.
No,
that's not right.
No, it was 2013.
Yeah, because you know how I can remember that was around that time? Because 2012, I lost my brother-in-law, and then you put me on to listen to certain podcasts after that.
Yeah, so 10 years ago, essentially.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you you made me also think about something else that we totally forgot. Stitcher's now dead.
Yeah, Stitcher's gone.
Stitcher's dead.
And it hurt because now when you talk about us, it's just like Google Podcasts and
yeah. I guess I'll have to edit that somehow or figure that shit out. Our very first episode was June 18th, 2013.
Was that episode 0 or was that the Soapbox Army episode?
That was the Soapbox episode.
So we had an episode before that, episode 0.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think we did. I don't think we posted episode 0.
We never posted it. That was our trial one, though.
Yeah.
We should post that for nostalgia purposes. Should we still have it?
I don't even think I still have it.
Shit.
Because that was on my old computer.
God.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about? I remember. I think it was for one of our special episodes. Was it episode 100 or 200? Because I think I missed 300.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about favorite memories from the podcast, and I don't know why this occurred to me. Oh, I know why. I have a student that's of Hispanic origin. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And he's he works for a school newspaper. And he's walking around with a camera and this thing called press.
Nice.
He's a big Spider-Man fan, and I called him the Mexican Peter Parker.
That's hilarious, dude. Oh, that's great.
So it reminded me.
And Charlie got canceled. Oh, dude. We at this point or whatever with this podcast and people listening to it, I should have been canceled a long time ago.
Oh, we all should have been.
Yeah,
dude. I still remember
the chicken of the week with the guy that's canceled.
The one thing that I remember one of the old segments that we cannot do anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it was always fun because Charlie always brought the fire with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, Charlie.
No, which one?
Hot Chick of the Week.
Yeah, the Hot Chick of the Week. Yeah.
No, but I remember I used to always look forward to hear Steve singing it, but then we can't do that now because I got fucking pigs.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of that because of remember we had that one girl on. What was it? Space chick, rocket chick, something chick.
Oh yeah.
She was into comics.
Oh, the fan?
Yeah. No. She was a comic book fan or whatever, and we were talking about comics or whatever, and
we were talking about how Steve grew up reading comic books in Spanish.
Yeah.
And this is again how dumb we were years ago. I'm like, oh, what's the difference about reading comic books in Spanish? Was Spider-Man on welfare?
Yes, that's right. Holy shit, that's right.
I was gonna say the only
she stood quiet. She was pissed.
Oh man, I was gonna say the only sometimes the difference is, and it's kind of like how it reminds me of the Flintstones in Spanish. How Fred Flintstone, that's not his name in Spanish.
Yeah, no.
Do you remember his name?
Pica piedra.
No, remember his first name?
Wasn't it Pedro?
Pedro?
Yes.
Pedro, right?
I forgot Bunny's name though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't remember the voice. I know the name in English, but I don't know what the name was in Spanish.
Oh, snap! Mario's checking in on the chat right now. He's laughing over there.
Oh my god! Hey Mario, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You came almost at the end of this, dude. You came
no, one of my favorite memories is what was it? And to this day, it's just still my favorite. When we had the old job at old, the old site, and we all got together.
237. 237 was the best, dude.
Yes, when we all got together and we finally got to record all together, that was so much fun,
dude. The first time we did at 237 was with me and Charlie. We literally went into the conference room and we just talked. It was just us talking or whatever. And then that's when we slowly built and getting in with fucking with you, Alex, and then eventually we got Frank. Then eventually we got Renee. We also got Katie, and then eventually we got Brian, because Brian was actually in the building at that time too.
He was a guard, right?
Yeah, he was
yeah. Mario with the "What's up, bitches?" It was good. Dude.
What's good, Monica?
Oh my god, that used to be a thing too.
Well, you can't do that now.
No, Monica.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't do that anymore. Trust me on that.
Yeah,
be careful what I say on this
podcast. You can't do that because you're an educator. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No worries, don't worry. We won't tag you, Charlie. We won't tag you.
I plead the fifth.
Plead the 1, 2, 4, 5th.
Half of my students can spell fifth, but
yeah. It's not FIF, you mean? It's not FIF?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No. My lawyer says I can neither confirm nor deny any of the actions.
Exactly.
No, you're right. Yep. No, but it's been a really long time, and essentially we can say, we've had 10 years of this show already. We missed our anniversary of the 10 years, but we're here. We're the 326 episodes now.
So hopefully you guys can keep recording. Hopefully I can pop on and off here and there.
We will. Yeah. We'll get back into it, Charlie. We have to do either more turntables. Oh, we actually got to do a year-end music show, Charlie.
Damn, the year's almost ending.
Yeah.
There's been so many great. Not to go off on another 8-hour tangent here, but there's been so many great.
So much good music. That's why I'm saying we need to do an episode.
God. We'll figure it out.
Yes, we will do that.
We'll figure it out.
Yes. So,
we'll
again, go check out shit that's at InnerCityGeeks.net. Mario's been posting a shit ton of fucking videos over there. So much of the comics world, manga time, anime world. We appreciate the fuck out of you, Mario. So much good shit over there. So much fun stuff. So go check out his stuff over there on the site. And then everything else that we have up there, of course, we have the 325 other. Oh no, 324. The 25th episode should be up by the time this episode goes up. It's the last one that we did that I just completely
shit canned.
It fell to the wayside.
I guess if that's what you want to say. It got
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Like I don't know if you guys heard the story about that one lady that went to like some football game, and she hid a gun in between her
fat of her belly stomach. Yes.
Yeah, and
that was a baseball game in Chicago.
Yeah, and that the metal detectors didn't notice it, and she shot herself. So essentially, that's what we did with the I did with the episode. I hid it between my meat flaps, and I just didn't post it. And now it's pretty much coming in.
But you hid in your meat flap, and you totally forgot about it until you watched.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit!
It fell down. Clink, clink, clink. What's this? Oh shit! I forgot about this.
Oh my god! There it is. I forgot where it was.
I've been looking all over for this.
But yes, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. It's been a great time. Alex, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Deny, DINYED, and on Instagram at Deny, DIN_Y_ED. And I'm actually now on TikTok under Original Denied.
Original? There's a original on there?
No, someone actually wrote Denied on there.
What?
Funny. Dude, but what's funny is that person has not posted shit.
Of course not.
So I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Original Denied.
Fuck it. Charlie, would you like?
Oh yeah. So, man, what's my new Twitter handle? I don't even know my new. So I had to change my Twitter handle.
Wasn't it Rexy?
There you go, Rexy999. I think it is. REXIE 999.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
I say nothing. And then me, you can find me Mr. Jackal, MasterJackal.
You forgot how to spell Jackal?
I did. It's getting kind of late, also too. Like it's
That
like
fucking education system in Florida.
it's technically tomorrow. So
It's technically tomorrow, man.
yeah, it's technically tomorrow. So
you know what time it is? It's tomorrow.
You guys recorded so long. We changed seasons. It's officially the first day of fall.
Holy shit, that's right. Yeah, fucking A. I love it.
Damn, we should just end this with the fucking, that song for Temple Negative or whatever. The autumn air.
Alex is secretly drinking his pumpkin spice latte because he's a basic bitch. So
Yeah.
You know what sucks, Charlie?
But
I fucking love pumpkin spice, but I loved it before it became the basic bitch shit.
I can't have that drink, man. Sorry.
It's all good.
I'm not telling you to have it, dude. I like it. But the whole thing is, it's just for me when it comes to coffee, I love flavored coffees because I'm a fatty. But I have this obsession because I love pumpkin pie. So
I love pumpkin pie. I can't do pumpkin spice coffee.
When I first,
I love poontang pie. How about that?
Well, depending the girl. Ooh.
Yeah.
Now
and that's the end of our show.
That's the end. Exactly.
I got canceled, folks.
That's the end.
Steve,
we appreciate you guys.
You're gonna hear the cops. Whoop whoop, sir.
Steve is taking after Russell Brand, and
yeah. Well,
my God.
You know what it is. I had to bring back The Rock for a little bit. Had to bring it back for a little bit.
There you go.
I appreciate you guys for listening. It's always fun doing the show. I appreciate having you guys on here with us today.
Yeah, thank you for the listeners. Thank you, brothers or whatever. You guys are family. I love you both.
Hell yeah.
You too, sir.
Don't be a dick, but always remember that the geeks shall inherit the earth.
Oh boy.